Hi, I'm Michelle Begue with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. What famous Latin American landmark was recently struck by lightning? We'll have the answer later. Argentina is suffering from their worst heat wave in 6 decades. The government has issued health warnings in 9 southern and central provinces. Temperatures are close to 40 degrees Celsius. That's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. While occasional heat waves are normal, experts say climate change has made them more persistent and intense in every continent. Last year, high temperatures in Argentina during the summer led to crop losses estimated at $10 billion. Nicaragua has released over 200 political prisoners and flown them to the U.S. 222 freed inmates boarded a plane that hours later landed in the U.S. state of Virginia. They were granted temporary humanitarian visas after being stripped of their citizenship in Nicaragua. A crackdown in 2021 on opponents of the current government led to mass jailings. A few of the prisoners who were freed, however, decided to stay in Nicaragua. Among them was Catholic Bishop Rolando Alvarez, who the next day was sentenced to 26 years in prison for treason. And now let's go to Mexico with my colleague Alasdair Baverstock. He has a report on the official visit of Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel to Mexico and Belize.
Cuba's president visited Mexico last week as Havana brought promises of gravel exports and friendship. Mexican President López Obrador has been a proponent of better relations between Cuba and the US, even declining his invitation to the Summit of the Americas last year because Cuba was not invited. At the Mayan ruins of Etzna, he decorated the Cuban president with the Order of the Aztec Eagle, the country's highest honor for foreigners. Díaz-Canel spoke of the tremendously difficult challenges Cuba currently faces, upon which he blamed the strengthening of US sanctions as well as natural disasters. Cuba's embattled president also made a visit to neighboring Belize, where the two governments signed agreements on culture, security and migration.
Brazil's government is intervening to stop illegal mining in territories inhabited by the indigenous. We've been following the health emergency in the Yanomami indigenous territory caused by water contamination due to illegal mining. The indigenous accuse the miners of also raping and killing members of their community and destroying the rainforest. Security forces have launched operations to arrest illegal miners in this Amazonian region. And now let's take a look at what stories we're following for next week. We're following Colombia's latest attempt to find ways to achieve peace. The Interior Minister recently announced the government is considering a cash for arms program to combat urban crime. After a security council comprised of mayors and military commanders, the government announced they'd consider offering money to criminals who hand over their firearms. According to a small arms survey back in 2017, there are 4.9 million guns in the hands of civilians in a country with almost 50 million people. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is B. The world-famous statue Christ the Redeemer, which overlooks Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, was reportedly hit by lightning on February 10th. The moment was captured by a local photographer. The image shows the lightning striking the head of the statue. It was shared on Instagram by photographer Fernando Braga and received almost 150,000 likes within hours. No significant damage was reported. The 38-meter-high sculpture has been hit by lightning bolts before. The last time it happened, in 2014, the city invested almost $4 million in repairs. That's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.